So recently, some people in WWE were getting mega pushes, and we got very excited about them because we are nerds, and being a nerd is the coolest thing ever, when it just stopped. I don't understand why. So I woke up this morning and I realized I do have a little bit of a platform. Maybe other people would like to discuss this as well. So I would like to talk to you around about 10 people that may have a curious curse of not being pushed. Well, of course, if you would like more of this content, please hit the subscribe button. We try and upload every single day, and we usually do. Also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316, where we do watch-alongs. It's only $5. I'm starting to get written content up there too, because I'm going to pretend it's 1996. All the support rules, especially because YouTube is a dumpster fire at the moment. Probably shouldn't say that. I love you, YouTube. You're the best. Here's 10 superstars I would like some answers to. Number 10 is the big one, Jacob flipping Fatu. I understand what's been going on here at all. Sometimes I feel about ranting and raving, and then I kind of think, no, maybe I'm being a negative Nancy, although deep down we're always positive Pete's. But then you see that there social media, which is crazy, start talking about. You're like, okay, so it's not just me. What the flap happened? Because he was the US champion, right? Won that belt from LA Knight at WrestleMania, had the feud with Solo Sikoa, didn't mind Solo Sikoa winning that belt because I thought, okay, Jacob Fatu is going to win it back. And that sort of happened. And then all of a sudden, Sami Zayn walks into the mix and he beats Solo Sikoa for it instead. And I'm like, huh? Now this would have been fine because I thought we were going to do the animosity between Sami and Jacob. But instead, Jacob all of a sudden accepted Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won that championship, and as me talking to you, and this could change because that's just the way the world of WWE and all of wrestling works, Fatu could be back on TV and maybe he's kicking ass again. But if he is going to go after that US title, he has to absolutely go after Sami Zayn, who I presume is going to have a prolonged run. But also, Jacob Fatu got screwed at SummerSlam, again when he didn't win that championship back, in the cage match. So the bloodline were running around and doing distractions, interference, and confusion. And he just let it go. And it wasn't even on TV for a couple of weeks, which is crazy. I do not understand what happened here, because 6 months ago, especially leading into WrestleMania, everyone was like, this guy's going to win the US title, he's going to be a WrestleMania main eventer, we should put him in the world title picture. When he lost that US title to Solo, whatever the flub it was, Payback, I can't remember, some people said, oh, it's because WWE just wants to pull the trigger as much as possible and get him to that main event level. And instead, it feels like we've called him off like crazy. I hope I'm wrong, I hope I'm seeing things that aren't there, but I do not understand it. And again, the fact that he just was cool with Sami Zayn and he seemed fine about letting that cage match stuff go, he feels, this is a positive, a good thing, like the most insane person on the roster. He wouldn't just be like, man, you silly sausages, I shouldn't have done it, so I do not get it. But we need to get him back on TV, get him back winning championships, and get him back being the monster. This has worked in reverse. Usually WWE debut people, it's a bit like, well, that's lackluster, but then they find their feet. Here, one of the best debuts of modern times, and now it's started to lose momentum. So nothing is ever lost in wrestling. It only ever takes a couple of weeks to turn it around. But we cannot drop the ball on Jacob Fatu, because he's already proven he can flop and do it. Number 9, you may not agree with this one, is Tiffany Stratton. I know you're like, Simon, Tiffany Stratton is the women's champion. And she's facing Jade Cargill, actually, this evening. I just realised I've recorded this at a terrible time. It's Friday, the 12th of September. But she may have lost her belt. I just think Jade Cargill should win. But I think all the lead up to WrestleMania was fine. Some people didn't like the Charlotte stuff. Obviously, it went off the rails, the divorce line. We shouldn't have done that. I loved the match because it felt like a real fight. It felt like they weren't working with each other. So I see so much wrestling. I enjoy it when it feels a bit different. Out the other side, I should say, feud with Nia Jax, and you're like, okay, well, we've kind of done that, but all right, if you want to do it a couple of times on television. Then sort of nothing, like she just appeared in backstage segments. Then did the Jade Cargill match leading into SummerSlam, but that was based off Jade Cargill winning King of the Ring, so it wasn't like a proper beef or anything like that. She wins, comes out the other side, does nothing, and then goes back to the Jade Cargill feud, around about just over a month later. Where have been the elongated programs? Where's been the blood feuds? Where is someone like Charlotte she can promo with and get better at doing that stuff? I don't think we've struck when the iron is hot at all. It feels strange. And I saw an interview with her the other day where she said, oh, it's hard being a babyface. I have to try and be nice. I'm like, no, don't do that. Be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You're the same person, but rather than insult the good guys, you insult the bad guys. He was so smart, was Mr. Johnson, about that stuff. I can't call him Mr. Johnson. Sounds like I'm insulting him. I'm definitely not. I was trying to be polite. But that's what we want. We enjoyed your character so much we started cheering you, so now just go do it to somebody else. Maybe that's the issue. Always works with Nia Jax, but Jade Cargill is also in a similar position. Is she on my list? No, she's not, but she probably should be. We kind of need to do more with her as well. So I just find it curious. And when you kind of look at her trajectory since WrestleMania, you wouldn't have done that with a Cody Rhodes, you wouldn't have done that with a John Cena, you wouldn't have done that with a Roman Reigns. I don't think you would have done that with a Rhea Ripley. So when somebody has a world championship, even more so than having a secondary title, just think you need to know they're going to be here at SummerSlam, they're going to be here at the Royal Rumble, and next year's WrestleMania we're going to do this. And it hasn't really felt like Tiffany Stratton, and that's why I kind of feel like she's she's lost her momentum just a little bit, which is probably too unfair. Still has good matches, but we can do more with that, always. And she should always be in the ring talking and cutting promos because, again, she is the champ. Really weird one. Number 8 as well, I think you can question this, but the Wyatt Sicks. I tell you why I put this in here. Because on SmackDown recently, Bo Dallas was walking around saying stuff like, oh, you are the hell on earth and I'm going to spit you up, brother. It doesn't talk like that. That's the accent I have given him. But he was kind of sort of driving a wedge between the Street Profits. And I think he did it between, was it Carmelo Hayes and The Miz maybe? But it was way more interesting again. I was like, man, do you remember when they debuted and they killed a bunch of people in the gorilla position a bit much? But it was just so much more intriguing and interesting. And it felt like it was casting a presence over the whole show. And I get that the tag team champions now, but they went away for so long. And ever since they've come back, I just don't think the whole group in itself is getting the platform that maybe it deserves. Obviously, Joe Gacy and I can't remember the guy's name, Dexter Loomis, stupid brain, are the champions now. Nikki Cross hasn't had a match for ages. She could be someone that involved with Tiffany Stratton, right? That would have worked. She's meant to be a spooky person. Before Bo Dallas started doing that, not much there. Eric Rowan is great, but he was playing the stereotypical big man role, and again, he's in the Wyatt Sicks. We kind of teased that Alexa Bliss was going to be in there, that we didn't do it. So I just think if you are going to have spooky wooky elements on your program, which I'm fine with, it's wrestling. WWE's been doing this for years. I mean, going back to 1990 minimum with The Undertaker, that you always want to make sure they feel like an outline, a little bit different. They kind of just fell into the tag team division recently. But again, they're also the champions. So maybe I'm talking out my ass here and it's a stupid thing to say. But I just think you can do more. You don't want to devolve them down to just an entrance, right? They do have something to them. They do have an atmosphere. They do have a magic to them, I suppose. And we should lean on that hard. So, yes, I think I'm right with this. And I think I would like to see more. And I'd absolutely love to see more with number 7, Damian Priest. I love his feud with Aleister Black, but they don't get to have matches on pay-per-view, which I think fans do take notice of. And he was confronting people not that long ago saying, hey, Jacob Fatu, I'm going to beat you for the US title. Hey, this guy, I'm going to be United States title match. We sort of came off the feud with Drew McIntyre, which he basically won because he beat him in that cage match, even though he lost at WrestleMania. And then, it kind of feels like we pushed him down to the level below. He was a world-flipping champion, winning or cashing in his Money in the Bank, the WrestleMania in 2024. I just don't get it. It's just weird. Like, it feels almost like the Drew McIntyre feud didn't benefit him, but it should have done because it's Drew McIntyre. And he's still being featured on TV, so I don't want to get ahead of myself here. And again, the Aleister Black stuff is interesting and they get to have videos. But when somebody, much like Jacob Fatu, is talking about, I'm going to go after this championship, then all of a sudden they don't, and it goes quiet, and they're doing something else entirely, like his friendship with R-Truth. That just got thrown out the window. I guess what I get worried about is there's no actual plan, as I repeat myself, and that's usually why somebody cools off. Also, I think Damian Priest is the coolest guy ever, and we put so much work into him. Since he's left the Judgment Day, it's gone, downhill's too strong. It's never, I don't know, something's just not there. And it's not his fault. We just need to put him in a good storyline. And we need to get him back to where he was. Because I just love Damian Priest. And he always felt different. Maybe we've got to bring back Bad Bunny. And I just mentioned him too. I kind of zoomed through with it here. But I am disappointed what we did with R-Truth. I'm so happy he's back in the company. Because if anybody deserved it. But I got so pumped that we were going to have silly R-Truth and sometimes serious Ron Killings. And we just didn't get it. And now he's gone back to just popping up on TV. He's probably the biggest one of all, where he was yelling at Aleister Black and he was yelling at Damian Priest, or kind of being friendly with him. And then he hasn't got himself involved in that feud for ages. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. Kind of felt like WWE went, well, it's been a few weeks and the noise has calmed down. Just not for me, really. Because he is in his twilight years. I think we should push him, not to the World Championship level, but we should push him as much as we can because he still has a place on the show. That's why everyone loves him so much to begin with. Number 5, Carmelo Hayes. I don't mind the tag team with The Miz, and I think eventually it will have Carmelo Hayes and him maybe even winning the titles, or at least beating him, but it's just the fact it's what we were doing 6 months, 8 months, a year ago. It's like the Nia Jax thing. And again, I love Nia Jax. No one can do Nia Jax better than Nia Jax is my catchphrase when it comes to Nia Jax. But it's just going back to the well the whole time. It could be anybody on the roster. And Carmelo Hayes was another guy, came in, number 1 draft pick, really exciting, starts off really well, does the thing with The Miz, I get it, rite of passage, gatekeeper, then does nothing, mentions the US title but doesn't go after it, then falls back in with The Miz, then they go after the tag team titles even though they lose matches. I just think you can do more with the guy, and I don't really know what WWE would think he's missing. He's not overly tall, don't care anymore, that's gone out, it's not a thing anymore in 2025, but he's excellent in the ring, really confident in his character, can do promos, can talk, feels like himself, feels like a legitimate human being. I don't get it. But this would be like getting to 2026 and once again, you're a tag team with The Miz. Like, we've done it. We've done the tag team with The Miz. And also, the last thing SmackDown needed was more tag teams. Like, if anything, they should have been moved to Raw. So I think I would just like him to be spun out of a single star. I think he could probably be a great feud for Sami Zayn. He kind of comes across as a babyface because The Miz is being horrible to him. But I think ultimately he is a heel. So that's the kind of position I would like to see him in. Doesn't have to beat Sami Zayn, or maybe he can listen to the crowd. But the position he's in now is not what I had pegged for him when he was called up. So it's something that I would like to see change. I just think he's better than where he currently is. Number 4 as well ties into that tag team thing. Andrade and Phoenix. They won matches, and never got a title shot. And there was somebody else that I can't remember now, lost, and they got a title shot. And I was like, oh, that's just silly. That's just stupid. My big one here, we'll keep it quick, move them to Raw. Raw needs tag teams, or merge the titles as we've talked about in other videos. But Finn Balor and JD McDonagh need somebody to feud with. Andrade and Phoenix have this wonderful chemistry. Then Phoenix is on the same show as Penta, so you can do the 6-man tag, which quite clearly WWE does want to do. But don't have a tag team win 3 matches in a row minimum, then don't give them a title shot. If you're going to give the title shot to somebody else, done. Number 3, I'm actually going to maybe push to one side now, because it was Lyra Valkyria. I don't know if I agree with this or not. Like, when she was feuding with Becky Lynch, she did feel awesome, and she did such good work in getting that title to where it is now, as did Becky Lynch. And now we kind of are holding for... Actually, I think I do agree with this, because we're waiting until Bayley to come back, and will she be a face or will she be a heel? I think she has to be a heel so she can feud with Lyra. Otherwise, Lyra's got nothing to do, and I will not buy them as a tag team. That'd be absolutely redonkulous. But she does have that match with Raquel Rodriguez on Raw, which was very good, but she did lose. Again, a bit of distraction, interference, confusion, courtesy of Roxanne Perez, but lesser so in that match. So I would probably argue that, yes, if we were going to compare her from 6 months ago to now, she's not at the level she once was. Now, everybody in WWE is going to have to pivot, right? Sometimes you'll be the star and sometimes you'll be a utility player. If you want a long career, you need to accept that. But I do find it weird that Lyra Valkyria lost her title because Becky accidentally punched her in the face, and we're still waiting for that blow-off match. Now, I understand that we're creating this new Bayley character, it's exciting, I've enjoyed the vignettes. Maybe we just waited a little bit too long. That's left Lyra Valkyria in no man's land. Don't forget, for a good 3 weeks, she was just like, hello, Adam Pearce. What's Bayley doing? I do not know. Didn't have a match. And then she takes on Raquel and loses. I think I'm maybe being a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm getting ahead of myself. Because I think when Bayley comes back, I think Lyra Valkyria all of a sudden will be a big deal. And she's so good in the ring, and I think WWE likes that, as they should. And she found more of her character personality, especially when she's doing stuff with Becky. Maybe we just left it a little bit too long, right? I'll leave it there and wait and see. But it kind of did feel like it fell off a little bit. Number 2 is Giulia. You will never be able to convince me otherwise. That poor US Championship. I don't get the Kiana James thing. No idea where that came from, other than they don't want Giulia to cut promos. I like it when Giulia cuts promos in Japanese. She sounds terrifying. She's awesome. She's great. Smashed it in NXT. Completely different. Has a unique aura and cinema, to use the dumb 2025 words. She won the US Championship in a nothing feud with Zelina Vega. Not their fault. They weren't given any time. And then sometimes she's not on the show. That US title's not doing great, very sadly. Awesome when Chelsea Green won it. I wouldn't even be so horrible about it if I didn't see how great the IC one on Raw was. WWE loves copying storylines from Raw and SmackDown, so just do that. It's just a huge disappointment. I think Giulia is one of the most unique talents they have on the entire roster, and we don't take advantage of that at all. Now, again, the good thing is you can turn this around in a week. It takes no time, but she needs a proper feud. She needs more talking time. She should probably just get rid of Kiana James as soon as possible. But even that match with Michin, it was just like, not really giving us a lot here. And that sucks on Michin as well, because she deserves more. I just think I just repeat myself. They just need loads more. They just need loads more, and they need it now. There's been no dedication, no time, no story, no evolution of anything. She kind of feels like she's stuck in place, and I understand it. It's 2 + 2 = potato. And number 1, and again, this isn't sort of a list about number 1 is the least push wrestler or anything like that, just people that came to my brain, is Ivy Nile, right? It's the same with the Creeds, I suppose, but I guess the Creeds... Oh, I don't know. Ivy Nile just stands out more for me because she's never really gotten her shot. But Chad Gable has to go away to deal with his injury. I hope that guy is okay. The Creeds and Ivy Nile hang around for a while going, we don't know anything about El Grande Americano. Who's this new guy? And then they're just not on television. Ivy Nile right now would be awesome in that women's division. Like, there's no reason not to be having her involved. She could come up with her own little group, should you so wish, or anything like that. But she is somebody that could have been taking on Nikki Bella, I suppose. She should be a opponent for Asuka. She should do something with Kairi Sane. Like, if Kairi Sane is going to join Asuka on this heel turn, that could be where you show teasers like, oh man, she's really beating up Ivy Nile. I just think that Ivy Nile has never been given the opportunity to show what she was doing down in NXT. And I think she's really good. Like, she's pint-sized. It looks like she could kick your ass. And every time I have seen her, I'm like, oh man, I'd love to see her in a proper singles match for an elongated period. And we don't really get it. I just find it mad. I get it, they're American-made, American Alpha, whatever the flub their name was. But for them just to totally vanish off television because their leader is gone after he told them, listen to me. When he told her to win the IC belt, right? Or win the world championship or something. And that story's just been flushed down the toilet. I think this is the opportunity to allow her to do more because she hasn't got someone like Chad Gable that she needs to be subservient to in the story. So to do nothing, I find totally bizarre. Rhea Ripley hasn't had a match in ages. You could have done a mini feud between Rhea Ripley and Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile would benefit because she's working with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley could win, and that benefits her. Instead, we did none. Somebody explain it to me. And you can do that down in the comments below, because some of these you may think I'm crazy. And there's probably people I've forgotten about too. So you can give me that information, which is always good for my brain. Otherwise, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen to get YouTube going again. Don't worry about it. I don't want to talk about the video. I'm just going to drop it now. Otherwise, it is, what is it? It's patreon.com/Simon316. Come and join me for my watch alongs. It's only $5. Greenmind.com/Simon. Good Simon, get 10% off. Great fitness supplements for you. You will love them, I promise you. That rhymes, so it must be true. New fitness channel is down there as well. Otherwise, just search for my name on TikTok and social media and all of those things. A Big Cartel and Pro Wrestling Tees. Buy yourself a t-shirt. I'd appreciate the support. Have a great weekend, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it will be. I appreciate your support a lot. And I love you too. And I'll see you on the next one.